if we all did it at the same time, what are they really gonna do? You can't evict all of us. What, y'all scared? Y'all scared? Like what? It's more of us than it is of them. You gonna let them bully us? They too busy fighting amongst themselves anyway. Let's just do it. Please, please.
I think there's a lot more people that's not paying their bills than media wants you to know. They've been real quiet about this issue. And I'm not talking about utilities like necessities. I'm talking about, I really don't think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that's not paying like medical bills, their mortgages, credit card bills.
You know, it's really bad when entire generations like Gen Z and millennials are just basically throwing up their hands and saying, what's even the point?
Americans had the call by the government to donate so that they pay the 36 something trillion dollars debt, national debt, and they are responding by not paying their bills. And I think that's a very accurate answer to the government, that we can't even be able to afford the normal necessities, basic necessities, but you are asking us to help donate to pay this debt. The cost of living keeps skyrocketing, and it's like a so telling. Credit cards have literally recorded the highest debts, from the people that use these credit cards. People are saying, apart from buying food and just a few things, let other things just stay there. You are not going to pay for it. These are not my words. These are words of Americans that live in America. Let's look at their videos. We'll come back and talk about it. Do me a favor, like the video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I highly appreciate it. And to my members, thank you so very much. And everybody that supports me on here. We'll come back and talk about this.
I think there's a lot more people that's not paying their bills than media wants you to know. They've been real quiet about this issue. And I'm not talking about utilities like necessities. I'm talking about, I really don't think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that's not paying like medical bills, their mortgages, credit card bills, and any other bills, you've accumulated other than like water, electricity, and gas. Because I don't think the American government wants people to get the idea that if they stop paying their bills, nothing's going to happen. But I think that's what's happening. I know that there are a lot of people who stopped being able to afford their mortgage, and they're still in their houses, and it's been 2-3 years. Because whether they admit it or not, we've been in a recession for years. And I think once the rest of us realize that, wait, I stopped paying my credit card bill and really nothing's happening other than it's messing up this phantom credit score, and everybody's credit is jacked up. So now what? I think a lot of people aren't paying bills. So, I stopped paying some bills. I'm like, I ain't paying this mess. Shoot, put it on my credit report. I get it off.
Are people just okay with the way that the economy is right now?
No, that is why a lot of Americans are not paying their bills, and that is why 9 million people did not elect to pay their student loans. I think it's just that we're done complaining about it, and we're just going to just stop paying for everything. Health insurance is a scam, insurance is a scam, rent is a scam, food is a scam, jobs are a scam, living is a scam. We're over it.
You ever look around and realize that you're paying monthly just to exist? Like, not to live comfortably, not to build wealth, but just to be here. You don't own your time, you don't own your home. Hell, half of us don't even own our own car. But we damn sure own the stress. They've literally turned life into a subscription box. Rent, that's your roof over your head package. Groceries, that's the try not to starve this week bundle. Car note, insurance, utilities, Wi-Fi, phone, healthcare, dental. And don't forget the taxes on the things that you've already paid for. And if you mess up the order of your bills by just one day, here comes the overdraft fee. Like a punishment for struggling incorrectly. We're not living, we're leasing survival from the same system that profits when we're drowning. And I heard somewhere they want to start charging monthly fees to unlock your car's seat warmers. For real? Is that a thing? Somebody tell me. This can't be life. This can't be life. But overall, this isn't just about bills, right? This is about how ownership has just been snatched out of reach, like on purpose. Our parents could buy a house on one income and still afford vacations. We can't even get a studio apartment without 5 roommates, a cosigner, and a prayer. College used to mean opportunity. Now it means $80,000 in debt for a degree that you'll probably never use. And every time you think you're catching up, they change the rules. Raise the rent, jack up the food prices, add another convenience fee. Because they don't want you to own anything. They want you tied in, logged out. Auto drafting. Just comfortable enough to not riot, but never secure enough to exhale. And the wildest part? You start blaming yourself. Like, why can't I get ahead? Why am I always behind? Because you were never supposed to win in a system where surviving comes with a monthly bill. So no, you're not lazy. You're not bad with money. You're just stuck in a country that made existence a subscription plan and then had the nerve to blame you for struggling. And the worst part is that they don't even want you to win. They want you busy, broke, grateful, distracted, not paying attention. Because if you ever stop long enough to realize what was actually going on, you burn the whole damn game board and they know it. This country doesn't run on freedom. It runs on monthly payments and your silence. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of auto-renewing struggle.
Guys, we should have a month this year where we just say fuck you to rent. We say fuck you to the car note. We say fuck you to the car insurance. We say fuck you to health insurance. We just say fuck you to the government. Until they fix these prices, until they help the American people to survive and to thrive and to actually be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor, we shouldn't give these greedy bastards $1. No more. Let the entire country go on strike for 1 month and not pay a single bill. They're going to shitting their pants. I promise you. They cannot evict everyone. They cannot repossess everybody's cars. I'm telling you, it will be pandemonium. You have 1 month where everybody says, "Phew, we're not paying a single dollar until you greedy bastards help us. Until you fix these price gouging that you keep tackling on every month, every year. We can't keep up. We're exhausted. We're tired. Okay? Some of us are working so hard, so long. It's like we don't even get to enjoy a single day to ourselves because losing 1 day, even if you're working 6-7 days a week, losing 1 day is like not being able to pay for food or not being able to have money for a light bill. It's ridiculous. Let's just have 1 month where we keep all of our money and just say, "Foo." That's it. 1 month out of all the days of all the years we've worked and busted our ass. Give us 1 month where we don't have to pay a single fucking dollar. Let us keep our money for 1 month. I'm telling you, that'd be glorious. Glorious.
If I see any of you, look at me, if I see any of you donating your money to the national debt, the slap that I will give you, are you listening to me? The slap that I will give you will supersede anything your mother, your father, your uncle, your aunties have ever given to you. If any of you are donating your hard-earned kobo, dollar, naira to the U.S. national debt, I will beat hellfire. Listen to me. The minimum wage is still how much federally? How do you think we accumulated this debt? You will be paying off bonds. You will be paying off waste. You will be paying off bankers being built. You will be paying. If any of you are to donate your money, I don't care how much money you have in your bank account. I don't care how much investment you have. I don't care how much Bitcoin you have. There are children starving in the Middle East, starving in the Congos, starving in Ukraine, starving in your own ghettos right now. If you even so much as even open the link, your Venmo, your PayPal will become mine. And then after that, I will beat you. You understand? In fact, I'm starting a new team of hackers. The minute we see any of you logging into your Venmo, sending direct remittance to the US government, we will intercept it. We will relocate it to UNICEF. We will route it to who are these people? Salvation Army, whoever. Because this kind of foolishness, this kind of tomfoolery is the type of thing that you can only pull off on Americans. It's like reverse socialism. I don't even know what to call it.
America's economy is collapsing before our eyes, and most people have no idea how bad it's going to get. Right now, credit card debt has hit over $1.3 trillion for the first time ever. More than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and homelessness has reached its highest recorded level in history. That is huge indicators of where today's economy is and where we are going. Families are maxing out their credit cards just to buy groceries, and even people earning 6 figures can't keep up. I show videos about this all the time. People are genuinely struggling here in the United States, and it seems like 6 figures is not even a big deal anymore. You need to make beyond that, and that's absolutely absurd. When I was growing up, 6 figures meant that you were just rich. Nowadays, it's just kind of like the going salary that is necessary in order to survive and thrive in today's economy. Entire communities are being forced out of their homes. They're living in tents, hotels, even storage units. I've reported on this already, and this should all be proof, again, that America is in decline. And if you're not seeing that, then I don't know what to say. A lot of people are still living like nothing is wrong, and yet there are a lot of things that we could be doing right now to prepare for what is coming down the pipeline. First of all, everybody should build a 30 to 90 day supply stockpile of food and use things that you eat. So put things in your pantry like shelf-stable canned meats. Think of rice, beans, oatmeal, anything that you and your family do eat. Find them in shelf-stable varieties at your local grocery store if you're not producing and canning these things yourselves or preserving these things yourself, and start building up what you have at home. Start with a 3-day supply, build up to a week. If you already have a week's supply worth of food for your family members, then build up to 30 days and then 90 days, and you can continue to go beyond that. It's not something that you can do overnight necessarily, but if you just start now and start getting things little by little, then you can build up your pantry. And this is like insurance for you and your family, because when things go wrong, if you lose your job, if something happens with the supply chain, you at least have some food ready to go for you and your family and your pets as well. You don't have to worry about running to the grocery store or taking out money from the bank if you don't have that money right now. Another thing that's really important is to keep cash on hand. When there's an emergency, when banks are closed or they're not able to give out money or electricity is out, there's a power outage, you need to have cash. Cash can still purchase things right away after an emergency strikes. People still have confidence in the American dollar, so you can go and use money to go ahead and buy things. If you have all of your money locked up in the bank, you are not going to be able to use your debit card if things are down. So right now, having cash on hand is important. Have smaller bills. Don't just pull out 100s. Have 1s, 5s, 20s, some $100 bills. But it's very important to have it on hand and do what you can. A lot of people don't have a lot of money to keep at home right now stored in the form of cash, but start building up what you can do and have that just as a security measure. Another important thing to do right now is try and diversify your income streams if possible. So if you are working part-time, try and have another part-time job. If you're working full-time, start thinking of a side hustle. Start thinking of little ways that you can start making some extra income on the side. That way you can just kind of put that money on the side for a rainy day, to build up your savings, to build up your emergency fund, because it's needed. You don't know how long you're going to have that job that you have, or again, if you are starting to put some money aside, then you can build up that emergency fund, or you can put that money into other assets, like for example gold and silver, or if you're into crypto, then you can do that as well.
Your Town Center Mall in Cobb County abruptly closed. These signs right here were posted on the mall doors today saying no entry until further notice. And Leonard's First Report, Chelsea Byford is live at 5 outside the mall on Parkway. In Kennesaw, Chelsea, they could pay the power bill.
Well, Blair, just like the rest of us, if you don't pay the bill, the power company is going to cut off your lights. We have seen customers walk up to the mall entrance here all day under that overhang. They read the sign and then they walk back to their car very confused about what's going on. Mall security kicked us off the property when we started asking questions about what's happening. Georgia Power, though, confirms that they've been working with the mall for months trying to offer solutions and to avoid disconnection, but they say they could not continue extending service without getting paid. Business owners just as surprised as shoppers today when they could not get inside the building.
People are broke, and now there's proof showing up in the numbers. Kellogg's reported an 8.6% drop in cereal sales. Crocs pulled its entire financial forecast. Heineken says people are drinking less. And even global giants like Nestle are seeing sales fall across the board. And what's scary about this, it's not about cutting luxuries. People are walking away from everyday items. Candy, snacks, fast food, takeout. Last Saturday, I went for lunch at a popular restaurant. Usually packed at noon, we expected a wait. Instead, we were just a handful of people there. Because consumers are cutting back hardest on items that bring joy. Chips, chocolate, going out to dinner. Not because they want to, because simply they don't have the money. And companies know it. Forecasts are being pulled. Behind the scenes, they see the truth. Demand just isn't slowing, it's collapsing. After 5 brutal years, Americans are barely hanging on. And now the administration slaps tariffs on top of it. It's like throwing gasoline on an already burning house. These families are one missed paycheck away from financial collapse. Americans aren't tightening belts anymore. They've run out of fucking notches.
The American dream is so dead, people don't even want to pass it on to their own kids. I read an article about how this is the hugest decline, right, in Americans having children. Americans are not having enough children for the first time in history to replace, themselves, right? But why would somebody bring children into this world, in America specifically? Why would you purposely have a baby in America? Why would a woman even do that? You don't have any control over your body. Government has ultimate control over your vessel. Hell, government will even keep you alive as a host when you're dead, just to make sure it can force you to give birth to that baby. So I don't see the benefit for women, frankly, to have babies. America is not a place for families. It's obviously not a place for families. It's not set up that way. They tax families into oblivion. So why would you sign up for that? So no, that's why people aren't having babies. America, if you want young people to have babies, how about you make this economy affordable? Because right now it's not. It's really set up just for rich people to have babies. So go have the rich women. Oh, that's right. They don't want to have rich women have a whole bunch of babies because their kids are not going to work in factories and stuff. It's supposed to be our kids work in factories. Like I said, that's why people are not having kids. Why the hell would we have kids? Why would anybody have kids in this environment? Why would anybody have kids in this environment? It's not a good environment for children. So kudos to the young folk. If you're smart, keep your dress down. And
the cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt, outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k, because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance company still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food, because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows, just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to. There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means, objectively, you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
Enough of their lies, enough of the price hikes, enough of the censorship, enough of the corruption, and enough of watching the country you love fall apart while the ones in power get richer and colder. So on August 9th, Saturday, August 9th, I'm asking every citizen, every worker, every activist, every organization, every business owner to stand in solidarity. If you protest, organize it. If you work, call in sick. If you run and own a business, shut it down for the day. If you shop, don't on August 9th. If you post, post with purpose. No buying, no spending, no silence. We flood the streets, we flood the feeds, we flood the hearts and minds of this country with the truth. We are not divided. We are not small, and we are the people. And when we stand together, they will feel it. They will panic, because they know what happens when we finally stop playing their game and start fighting together for something real. This is not a political party move. This is not about clout or credit. This is solidarity. And it only works if we all show up together. August 9th, we shut it down. Let the world feel our silence. Let the system feel our power. And let history remember that on this day, we rose together in solidarity. Please comment if you are in, and please share this video everywhere, and do not stop. Saturday, August 9th, we shut this country down.
I just feel like there should be 1 month where we have no bills. At least one. You mean to tell me out of 12 months out the year, you can't give us 1 month with no bills? Just to show your appreciation to our contribution to society? 1 month. I'm only asking for 1 month. Can we have 1 month off? Please. Every time I turn around, it's bill, 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 bill. Can you pay my bills? Like, I don't have no more bill paying left in me.
And this is not the first time I've landed on these videos, but now it's more than necessary, because people are even, literally planning protests that are going to shut down the entire nation, where they're not going to be buying, or like no business at all. Just stay at home, keep that money in your pockets. For people to reach that far, that means things are really, really getting out of hand. And you must be that so far away from touch with reality for you to see people crying out and saying things are not affordable, things are difficult, we need help. For you then to come out and be like, donate so that we can pay the national debt, as if Americans ever agreed to you creating these debts. Some of them don't even know what they are supposed to be paying for, but still, whether they like it, it is still going to be their tax money that is going to be deducted and collected to pay that debt, when you are not actually putting that money back into these people. Like, a lot of Americans have come out on the internet and confessed that they are happier in other countries than in America, which makes it clearly obvious that this is a company, this is a corporation that is just meant to keep extracting and taking from you and taking from you, but not really putting anything. America has the money if you want to break your back. If you want to break your back to a point that when you reach a time of retirement, you can't even enjoy, you can't even live long because you secured a lot of diseases in the process, America is a place for you to go. And this is not me just saying because I've been there. I haven't. I hear these things all the time from Americans, and I don't think I can doubt them because they live in the same belly of the beast they are talking about. So who am I to, doubt their experiences? Meanwhile, their government does not acknowledge that it's putting more money into building a ballroom. But utilities, electricity, phone bills, everything is going high. Recently, I saw a guy that came on the media with almost like a $600 bill, electricity bill. And this is a summer. Now, if this is a summer, how is it gonna be like in winter? Yeah? People work so hard. The American dream, I've seen a lot of people saying it's dead. It does not exist anymore. The American dream should be actually to exit and go enjoy your life elsewhere. I've seen a lot of Black Americans coming to the continent and they're like, the house I'm living in right now here on the continent was my dream. But now I am literally retired here in Africa with this same house. And life is not of stress. It's not only people that come to Africa, even those that literally go to Europe, go to Asia. There are those countries that have such a relative cost of living. Of course, again, bringing your American dollar, not probably the currency of that particular country. They are literally living good. Yeah. And then on top of it, because when we see people saying we are not going to pay these bills anymore, yeah, they are literally like the government is feeling it as well. They are feeling it because don't you sit there thinking, oh, they are not saying, now they are planning to actually just capture your finances, especially if you have a student loan. They have to seize it by force. Soon as it hits your account, they deduct it. Did you know that? If you didn't know, I am telling you, I read news just, I think, about like 2 weeks ago about this very thing. A government, I don't know if they signed an executive order for that as well, because now it's like executive order after executive order for all those that have, debts in student loans. They plan to deduct that from your account. So it's not up to you now to pay it, which tells us that indeed people have been avoiding to pay these bills. I don't know what the credit cards companies are going to do, but people are saying they are not even paying their credit card bills anymore. The medical bills. They go get the services. They keep sending the envelopes over and over and over, reminding you, and probably keep calling your phone over and over. But people now don't even have enough money to literally live luxurious. All they have to do is just buy food, buy the necessities for their kids. And you have also seen that this is literally having an impact on the reason as to why Americans are not having kids anymore. Yeah. But what is the solution your man is putting in place to make sure that America starts producing again, banning contraceptives? In fact, they are seizing contraceptives that are free, that were supposed to be given to people. Yeah, they are seizing them. And that is millions of money, right? And then they're banning abortion. Project Esther force you to have kids. Whether you're gay or what, you have to. It's going to be by force, not because they are solving the problem. The root cause of the problem, they are not looking at that. And they have the nerves to ask you to donate to the national debt when people are going through this. When instead of bettering the situation or the life of the people. That's why when you see a lot of Americans that have a bit of like stability financially, the moment they leave, they don't want to come back. The only Americans that leave like and go to another country and they see better and it's so good, but then they still can't live in this country, they come back to America and start hustling. Those are people that are not stable financially, so they have to go back and keep doing what they've been doing to collect more money. Because again, it's not that outside of the US is like flowers and roses, no, but at least if you are stable financially, you can live like, I don't know, you can double your standard of life with the amount of bills that you spend. Because ask yourself, what is the average American earning a month? Yeah? What is the average? If you're single, what is the average? The house that you live in, how much does it take? You know how much each average American makes, because they are saying even a 6-figure is nothing anymore. So there's literally no income bracket that is better. Yeah. Every American that you see coming to other countries and they're like, you know what, we are making a move of our lives, that at least they're a bit stable. And then there are those that are actually stable, but they are tied to so many things that they have established in the United States of America. So they're like, how are we going to deal with the fact that we have all of this going on and then we have to go to other countries? And then on top of it, everything that is also tying them in the country also takes bills. But Americans are saying we are going to ignore paying the bills. You asked us to donate towards the debt. Let us show you that even us, we're not living good enough. What do you, my people, think? What are your experiences? You, how is the cost of living? You still paying on your cars because other people are saying I'm not even paying on the car anymore. Yeah, because I don't have the money. How much does it cost you to eat a healthy meal? A non-GMO meal? Yeah? I think people are waking up to realize that this is like a monster that keeps begging and asking and threatening to eat you if you don't give it what it wants. And the threat that we are talking about, if you don't continue working, we are going to, and then you become homeless, we are going to pick you from those streets, take you to prisons, and take you to mental institutions. And from there, we'll force you onto the farms. Still, you make money for us. They will diagnose you with these mental health issues that you do not even have. Yeah, those are the threat. So you have to continue feeding the monster because it wants to keep getting bigger. It feeds on you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Personally, I think that's it from me. I love all of you and I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie. I love all of you. Bye.